Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War. And today I have your weekly preview for the week of July 17th, 2023. Alright, it's On Guard, a new ultra-rare troop, Taurus Guardian. Get this troop with glory from the rewards tab of the shop. Guild Wars, help your guild win the war. Don't forget to set your defense and fight your daily battles. You gotta say this every single time. There's supposed to be an update this week. Remember when they said that they weren't gonna do Guild Wars during an update, and now we're getting 7.0, like one of the biggest updates ever, and they're doing Guild Wars during this week. That's weird, huh? Yeah. The Goblin Horde, experience a new world event with your guildmates. Play world event battles every day to unlock rewards. Week of Wild Plains, all Wild Plains troops gain 10% of their skills. Week of Taurus, all Taurus gain 10% of their skills. And bonus glory, use the Taurus Guardian in PvP to gain 5 glory. Alright, let's check out that SOULFORGE. I have not looked at this at all. What do we have? Alright, Queen Ash, the Onyx Giant, Tourmaline, aka Turtling. Got Sycorax, one of my favorites. Aquaticus, not bad. Holy Saint Astra, if you did not get it last during Whitehelm week, there she is. Wrath, pretty good. And Borealis, not bad. Hey, a nice little collection of troops. Nothing too crazy, nothing to jump up out of your seat about, but yeah, not too bad. A couple things here that you might not have, and then a few decent legendaries, and one of my favorite mythics. So if this was like, I gotta do this, I don't know. I really think Sycorax is the best one here, so I'm gonna go with it. I think it made my top 20 mythics. Did it? It was really close. If it didn't, it's really close. 25 green, blue, brown, black hawk, elemental mystic. Double a chosen color gem on the board, then create 3 more gems of that color. Give life to all allies of that color. The cool thing about it, you like put it in first slot, you loop on blue or green or brown, and then you can set off the mythics that have that third trait where they do something on 4 or 5 gem match. That's what I use it for most of the time. So you're thinking of like Megavore, maybe even Turtling, things that happen on 4 or 5 gem match. Mistralis, you know, stuff like that. And then you just a loopy team. I used to use it on Brown Guild Wars Day, Blue Guild Wars Day. Like, it's a really nice troop. It can loop pretty much infinitely if you put it in first slot, especially on blue and green, I think. Blue and brown, maybe. But yeah, really good troop. I definitely recommend it, but it's not a top 10. It's probably not a top 15. So if you're going to be patient and save, I'll take all my bias out of it and call it not a top 10, not a top 15. So there you go. All right, now we have Aquaticus, Tourmaline, or the Onyx Giant. People are going to hate me, but I don't like the Onyx Giant that much. I feel like it backfires way too much. But it probably is the next best one here. 21 blue, brown, purple, Stormheim Elemental Giant. Deal scatter damage, then convert 8 gems of a chosen color to Uber Doomskull. So it's not converting every gem of that chosen color to Uber Doomskull. It's only converting 8. Then it creates 2 Uber Doomskulls when I take skull damage. Reduce damage from skulls by 50%. Just every time I've used it, it's backfiring. It does not that heavy of scatter damage. It doesn't convert every single color to Uber Doomskull. Only 8 gems, which is like right there on the borderline of getting backfired or not. And yeah, maybe it's me having bad luck. Maybe you've had better luck with it, and maybe you have it ranked higher than me. But I have it down there. I don't like it too much. Man, I like Aquaticus, but Tourmaline's okay too. They're about the same, I would say. 24 green, blue, yellow, Merlantis Elemental Mystic. Deal light splash damage to 3 random enemies. Explode half the blue gems on the board and submerge all allies on when you match 4 or more gems. Also has spell armor. I like to use it with Aquaria. Then you have Tourmaline. None of them are bad. I could say that. They're all above average to good. 22 red, green, brown, Hellcrag, Daemon Knight. Deal damage to all enemies. Drain 4 mana from all enemies boosted by Gargoyle Gems. Create a good Gargoyle Gem when matching 4 or more gems. So yeah, your order may be different. That's just my order. I prefer Sycorax. I like it a lot, so I'm going to put it first. The Onyx Giant, I don't know. I think I might even put the Onyx Giant in last. If I did it based on what I like, I would do Sycorax, then Aquaticus, then Tourmaline, then the Onyx Giant. But if I'm doing it based on, like, in a vacuum, a tier list type of thing. I think I did it that way the first time. All right, let's go with the... Yeah, okay, so Holy Saint Astra is very important. It's the 50% start for Tesla, who's one of the strongest troops in the entire game. But as far as power goes, like powerfulness, Wrath is really good as well. Queen Ash is okay. What was the last one? Borealis is okay. But I'm going to say Wrath is the best legendary here. It's potentially a top 5, maybe something you actually craft. I used it on this Skull Waterfall team. It's really fun. 18 brown, yellow, Cinnamirage Daemon. Transform blue gems to brown and yellow to skulls. Enrage all allies and burn all enemies. Explode 2 random gems when I take skull damage. When I deal skull damage, sorry. Reflect 25% of skull damage. So it's really fun when you're matching a bunch of skulls. The Cataclysm goes off a bunch. It enrages all allies. It's a transform, a double convert. It burns all enemies. It does so much stuff. It's really fun. And it's a really good troop. It's a borderline top 5 legendary. It's probably definitely a top 10 legendary. There's just so many good legendaries, I can't decide. But potential craft is kind of like Sycorax, where it's a borderline. Depends if you have all the other top 10s, if you're going to do Sycorax or not. This one, it's like, do you have all the top 5 legendaries? Maybe you craft it. Holy Saint Astra, though, very important for that Tesla team if you don't have it. We just had a White Helm week, though, so I'm going to put it under Wrath because you probably already have it. But 14 yellow, green, White Helm, Divine Human. Give life and armor to all allies. Create a light storm and enchant all humans. Most important part of her, though, is the 50% start for humans. Tesla is a human. Tesla is one of the best troops in the game. Especially, she just had a buff. She's getting a pet soon. She's really strong. The Tesla. Alright, so between Borealis and Queen Ash, I'm going to go Borealis. It's got that triple skull damage to frozen enemies. 14 yellow, blue, Glacial Peaks, Dragon. Freeze all enemies. Deal damage to the weakest enemy. Deal triple skull damage versus frozen enemies. Reduce damage from skulls by 65%. It's like one of the ways you would do triple skull damage before you get Fireblade. So Fireblade is like the final... You know, when you're doing a class, you're doing Sun Spear, you're doing Slayer, it's like the level 100 talent. So it's not easy to get. It takes quite a while to get. So before you get that, this is the way you can do triple skull damage versus like a debuff. So frozen enemies, you can cast its spell, it will freeze all enemies, and then you can take skulls and do that triple damage. It's just a little bit slower than Fireblade because you have to cast its spell first. You have to get it all the way up, then you have to cast it, and then you have to take skulls. So it's just a little bit slower, not as good as Fireblade. Yeah. Then you got Queen Ash. 18 blue-brown Nexus Elemental. Deal heavy splash damage to the second to last enemy, boosted by brown gems and allies. Pull them to the front, then create 3 elemental stars. 50% stone skin, and create a brown gem when my turn begins. The worst part about her is if there's only one enemy left, she hits nothing. And, yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, that's it's kind of a strange SOULFORGE this week. The top 2 recommendations are Sycorax and Wrath, but if you don't have Holy Saint Astra, you should probably grab that too. And then you got some other decent ones in there. Like maybe you missed the Onyx Giant from the campaign and you're free to play and you need it. I don't know. Alright, weapons. The main one here, we got the Wild Cleaver, right? Explodes green, Wild Plains allies, Wild Plains troop. Got Horn Cleaver, green and brown for Taurus allies and damage. Staff of the Wild. Doomed Maul, Primal Axe, green and red for Wild Plains ally. The main one, though, that I want you to look for is Rage Reaver. Deal splash damage to an enemy. Create 4 red gems boosted by Taurus allies. Now, that creates quite a bit of red. I think, 16 red, which is gonna, most of the time, get you an extra turn. And it's really good with Ferocity. It's good with Ketris. It's a great weapon to have in your arsenal. It's not a top 5 weapon, but it's one you look for in the SOULFORGE, and here it is. And it's only 300 diamonds, and you just did the Vault event. There's no reason you shouldn't get Rage Reaver if you don't already have it. Top recommendation from the weapons in the SOULFORGE this week. So yeah, that would be my recommendations there. Sycorax for Mythics, Wrath for Legendaries. Shout out to Holy Saint Astra, though. And then Rage Reaver for the weapons. So that's the SOULFORGE. Let's go check out that the goblin horde. We received word that the goblins had mounted an attack upon the wild plains. Perhaps mounted wasn't the right word, as they built a ramshackle navy and sailed there. With a contingent of tourist guards, we set about stopping them. Collect goblin hearts to impress the tourists. We got Skull and Spell, but there's only like one Skull troop, so make sure you try to do Spell, like usual. The scoring is rarity order, so High King Iron Gut's going to be worth the most, and then you're looking for legendaries, then you're looking for epics, and then Gorble is worth the least. It's not that hard, like the mythics. If there's 2 mythics, they're worth the same. If there's 2 legendaries, they're worth the same. If there's 2 epics, they're worth the same. So you just do it in base rarity order. So you're looking for that cyan color, that mythic. That's the highest. Then you're looking for legendaries, that gold color, that orange color. That's the next most points. Then you're looking for purple, that epic troop, whatever it may be. Just take the highest level, and you should be good to go. Pretty easy. I didn't do a scoring video because they've been, yeah, I don't know if you guys want them. So, just going off the numbers. Always collect your stuff here before you get started, so you can get your tokens and your medals, because that's the whole event, is the medal. Buy up to tier 2 or 3 at least, potentially more. Alright, so that's the, I got a video, by the way. I'll link it at the end of this video. I got 3 teams on there. I got a high-level team, mid/low, and then I have a skull spam team for that event. Let's go to the shop. Get your, Spoils of War, of course, and Taurus Guardian. But you get Arcane Swamp trait stones as you get him. Get 2 per. It's green and blue. Alright, and he is green and blue, of course. 12 green, blue, Wild Plains Taurus. Gain attack, life, and armor. There are 13 or more red gems. Create 9 skulls. So I guess you could do that with the Rage Reaver, but this troop doesn't use red. So it's not very good, I don't think. Yeah, let's check out that trait stone. We got green and blue. Let's see what we can fully trait. You can grab that with Glory. Glory is one of the best resources in the entire game. You can change it into every other resource. You can change it into gems. You can change it into gold. You can change it into souls. You can change it into trait stones. So let's go see that in action with the green and the blue and the all color and the base rarity and the show all. Alright, so you can fully trait troops such as, got Aquaticus with the Tsunami. Got Urali with the Poison Gaze, important for the Scorpius Urali team. Etherealion has a couple things there. Lord of Slaughter with the Savage Strike, very important. Vashtagon, Curse of Madness. Undyne even has Title King. Possessed King has Unstable Possession. Bernalis has Enchanted Vines. King Averlorn has a 50% start for elves. That's very important for Arachnian Weaver and Secra. Queen Beatrix has Royal Honey, very important. Christinax has the gain enchant when matching purple gems. Web Spinner has deal triple skull damage to poison and webbed enemies. Inflict web when doing skull damage. Mercy, Empowered Converter. Taipan, Empowered Converter. Anything else? Not really, but man, that's an important trait stone. You got Taipan. You got Mercy. You got Web Spinner. Web Spinner, super important. Queen Beatrix, super important. King Averlorn. Then you have all the mythics, which may or may not use the stone, but the Possessed King, the Lord of Slaughter, Vashtagon, Urali. Like, make sure you have everything traded that uses this trait stone. You can get a lot of them right now for very cheap. Okay, let's do event key drop table. We got Wild Plains. Alright, so you got Ketris the Bull. It's decent. It used to be a top 10 mythic, but just so many good things have come into the game since then, it's just fallen off a cliff. It wasn't even in my top 20 mythic video, which I keep mentioning because I just did it like a month ago. Toras I don't like. He's poop. Lord of Slaughter is awesome. Top 10. And then, other than that, I don't think you have very much here. So very top heavy. Yeah, very, very top heavy. 1 troop. So that's not a great situation. But the Lord of Slaughter is a top 10. You should save event keys for Ironhawk or High King Irongut if you don't have it. But if you already have both of those, there's still other kingdoms that have more, better, like, Lord of Slaughter's a top 10, right? He's really, really good. But he's the only thing here that's, like, worth going for with event keys. There are other kingdoms like Whitehelm. Whitehelm has Holy Saint Astra and Guard's Avatar where they have multiple troops to go for. But yeah, if you're going for Lord of Slaughter, now's the time. If you get Ketris, if you happen to get Ketris, it's a decent consolation prize. But if you miss on both of those and you get Toras and nothing else, you're kind of screwed. Let's see what else is going on this week. So today, of course, you're going to be doing your world event. You're going to be doing getting ready for Guild Wars. And then tomorrow, Guild Wars starts proper. Tomorrow is the update. It'll happen later in the day, though. So you're going to be doing your faction event. You're going to do, what is that? The Labyrinth? So the Labyrinth will have teams for you at Reset, most likely, for that. And then we get the update later in the day. We're going to get the Underspire. We're going to get shiny troops. We're going to get probably new beginner tutorials. We're probably going to get bug fixes. We're probably going to get some new resource. We're probably going to get something to spend money on. That's my guess. The Underspire for sure. Shiny cards for sure. I don't know what the Underspire is. Some sort of dungeon, maze, bring supplies. Probably you go after a new resource to then shiny cards, I'm guessing. That'll be the new event where you get the new resource to shiny cards. Most likely, in my opinion. We'll see, though. Wednesday, what is that? Small P.A.C.A, is that what it's called? And then Thursday, we got Shaman class. Good for Ketris, good for Ferocity, but not awesome. And then this weekend, we have Arena event. So that'd be a good time to do the Underspire if it's something you can do every day. Be a good time to open your vault keys that you just got, maybe. Or just do Arena so you can get some writs and level up some kingdoms. I know you love leveling kingdoms. And just don't get enough. It's not worth it, really. But it's good practice for, like, epic trials, for example. And here's Adventure Board, and campaign doesn't start for a week, which is cool. All right, let's check out this epic trial. This one might be hard, y'all. This one might be hard. The one saving grace is, like, the enemy team isn't that bad, so it's not going to really cause you too much trouble. Maybe, though. Becomes enraged. Midswarm hits you a couple times with scatter damage. Skeleros can put those skulls on the board and screw you up. Yeah, if you can get rid of that Skeleros and that Midswarm, you should be good. And the Gorgon, luckily, lets you move their team around. It's got Stone Skin. It's got Fast. Explode a row, deal damage, deal splash damage to the first enemy and knock them to the back. So you can use that to kind of, like, put whoever you want at the front of their team to then take skulls and kill them. You got Soothsayer. Empowered. Choose a purple gem and destroy its row and column, then give 1 to all skills on all other allies. Sunweaver, give attack, armor, and life to an ally, then give 6 mana to them. So you're probably going to be casting this over and over on the Gorgon. Queen Moonclaw is just here for a summon. Create 9 skulls, boosted by green allies and enemies, summon a random gnoll. So if you lose your Gorgon, you can summon in a gnoll. She also puts skulls on the board, but you probably should wait until you have like a ton of attack on Gorgon, and maybe they just casted their Skeleros, because it's not like a lot. It's just enough skulls to where it could backfire. So this is an interesting week. This might be difficult. I got Gorgon, Soothsayer, Sunweaver, Queen Moonclaw. Put the Summoner at the very back of the team. Put the Tank at the front of the team, and then these 2 slots. But my strategy is going to be, you know, if you're having trouble, you can definitely... Let's go to battle. There's a couple things you can do if you're having trouble. First of all, with Gorgon, you can move whatever troop on their team you want to the front and then take skulls and kill it. So if something's giving you trouble, like maybe Skeleros keeps casting, making a bunch of skulls and killing your entire team, well, cast Gorgon twice. Now Skeleros is at the front, start taking skulls and kill it. Maybe Midswarm is giving you trouble. It's casting a bunch, it's doing that, you know, scatter damage and killing all your troops. Bring that one to the front, kill it with skulls. Whatever, whichever enemy troop is giving you the most trouble, bring it to the front and then take skulls. Another thing you can do is Gorgon will explode a row. So that's three rows. So if you think about it, and you really scrutinize the board, you can make some extra turns happen, or you can get some extra mana by looking at which 3 rows are going to disappear, and then trying to somehow make a match with mana, or make an extra turn, etc. Same thing with this. Choose a purple gem, destroy its row and column. So you could pick a purple gem. I can't find an example of it right now. But, you know, let's say there was a red right here, and not a red right here. Let's say this red was right here. Well, we would pick this row, and then it would blow up this row, and we would match red. Or if there's a red here, a purple, then red, you could do this one and get an extra turn. So if you really do your board control, like really scrutinize it, let's say you're having trouble and you can't beat a certain epic trial level, well then you're really going to have to cast that Gorgon strategically. You're really going to have to cast this Soothsayer strategically, but otherwise, I would say just cast Sunweaver on Gorgon a million times and move whatever enemy to the front that you want to kill that's giving you the most trouble. It's the main strategy, but if you want to get even deeper, Gorgon can do board control, Soothsayer can do board control, maybe you can get extra turns, maybe you can get a little extra mana. The Queen Moonclaw, if you cast that, 13's not bad. Maybe let them cast Skeleros first, and then you cast Queen Moonclaw, that way there's a bunch of skulls on the board already. Alright, let's cast this thing. Whenever I'm not doing like some board control, I'll just cast it in the middle somewhere, so it gets a lot of gems. Guess it doesn't matter. It gets the same amount no matter what. Then I'm just trying to do Gorgon. I'm trying to do Sunweaver. Take skulls when you got them. I think I missed an extra turn there. I always do that. On video, at least. Alright, we got Sunweaver. Always cast it on Gorgon. We got skulls. Bang. Extra turn. I think I'm going to take, like, blue and yellow whenever I see it, no matter what. There's a lot of mana, though. We got brown and green. This thing doesn't do too much. But if you have a situation, like right here, I can get green. Just for example. But I could get red, too. But I'm going to go for green because... Well, I'm going to cast Gorgon. How about that? Is there any, like, 3 rows I could destroy and then get an extra turn or get some mana? So it depends. If you're having trouble, then do that. If you're not, then just cast it. Problem with it is it chips down, like hits one troop and moves it to the back, and now it's at the back and you just did damage to it. You're going to do it again, move them to the back. So if you keep casting it, you're just going to keep moving stuff to the back. It's kind of strange. Haven't really come up with like an exact strategy for this yet, except for what I've already said. Gorgon, I guess. Let's hit the Doom Skull. A little bit of extra mana. Sunweaver, whenever we don't have Gorgon. Cast it on Gorgon, keep that thing up, keep giving it attack, keep giving it mana. Cast it again. Or you can not cast it and just keep whatever in front that you want to kill. Or maybe you cast it 4 times and then go back through with skulls. Alright, let's just cast... I'm going to hold the knoll until there's more skulls on the board, maybe. Like right now there's just 6. Or, hey, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it. See, now would be a great time to cast it. See, I waited until they casted Skeleros. They missed, and then bang. Instead of just casting it all willy-nilly. We killed 2 troops because we waited until they casted Skeleros. Alright, let's do this. Just go up here. And we want the Sunweaver. Keeps up your Gorgon, gives your Gorgon more attack. Skulls. I guess we'll cast this thing. Alright, we got this. Let's go. So close. Let's do this. Almost there. And... guess we do this. And we win. So, I don't know, y'all. It didn't seem hard. Seems like the enemies aren't that bad. As long as Skeleros doesn't hit you. Cast that Queen Moonclaw after they cast Skeleros. If you want to, if you're having trouble with some sort of enemy, you can move them to the front with Gorgon. If you're having trouble, you can also do board control with Gorgon and the Soothsayer. two different ways to board control. Stare at the board, scrutinize the board. I'm having trouble. I keep losing. Every time I cast Soothsayer, I'm going to make sure I don't have something where I can make an extra turn or get a little bit of extra mana or make skulls happen or something. Every time I cast Gorgon, I'm going to destroy 3 rows. I'm going to see if I can drop 2 onto 2, or I can make another match and get a little bit of extra mana or make some skulls or something. You just got to be... Either you're going to just blow through it the way I just did, or you're going to have to really think about it. And I think everybody should be able to get it done. It's just going to... It's not like an OP team, but neither is the enemy team. So, and you got the summon, so you got the advantage. If you lose troops, you can summon in something. Should be okay. It's kind of like last week with the Warhawk, except for the Warhawk was way better than the Gorgon because it did like quadruple skull damage. Yeah, I think that's it. Did we forget anything? That's about it. But the update's coming. Oh, vault keys. Let me show you how many I got. How many did you get? Put it in the comments. So I got 448 total. 407 vault keys and 41 epics. So how many did you get? I got enough Dragonite to get 1 egg, but then I opened the egg and I got another Ruby Wrath or something. I still need 1 freaking dragon. I've done 16 of them. There's only 6. So I'm 10 over. And I'm going to at least make it to 17. It's crazy. So, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. Helps a lot. Tell your guild about the channel, comment below. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.